The last shift. The car was still warm when they found him. That detail would matter later. At 5:58 a.m., a security guard at the Northway Industrial Plant noticed something unusual. A car parked in the employee lot with the engine off, but the lights still on. It hadn't been there an hour earlier. The factory sat outside the city limits, surrounded by warehouses, storage yards, and long stretches of empty road. No homes nearby, no foot traffic, no reason for anyone to linger. The guard approached the vehicle cautiously. The driver's side window was fogged from the inside. When he tapped on the glass, there was no response. He opened the door and stepped back immediately. The man inside was slumped forward, seatbelt still fastened, forehead resting against the steering wheel. Blood had dried along the collar of his shirt. One wound, small, precise, a puncture just below the left ear. The man was identified within minutes. Mark Halverson, age 46, machine supervisor. Worked the early shift, married, no criminal history, no known enemies. At first glance, it looked like a robbery gone wrong, but nothing was missing. Wallet still in his pocket, phone on the passenger seat, keys in the ignition. The factory cameras showed Mark's car entering the lot at 5:41 a.m. He never made it inside. Detective Elliot Crane arrived just after sunrise. He noticed the silence first. Factories were loud places, even when closed. Metal settling, pipes ticking, wind moving through empty yards, but the parking lot felt still, too still. Crane studied the car. No signs of a struggle, no broken glass, no forced entry. Mark hadn't fought, which meant one of two things. He either knew the person who approached his car, or he never saw them coming. The wound suggested a narrow blade, ice pick, all industrial tool. Something that could be hidden easily, something common in a factory environment. But a search of the surrounding area turned up nothing. No weapon, no footprints, no tire marks beyond Mark's own. It was as if the killer had stepped out of thin air and disappeared the same way. Mark Halverson was predictable. That word came up again and again. Co-workers described him as quiet, reliable, always early. He parked in the same spot every morning, drank black coffee from the same thermos, left work at the same time every day, went straight home. No gambling, no drinking, no affairs, at least none that anyone knew about. His wife, Linda Halverson, was notified at 8:12 a.m. She collapsed when officers told her, cried uncontrollably, asked the same question over and over. Why would anyone hurt him? Crane watched closely. Grief can lie, but it always leaks something. Linda's grief was loud, almost theatrical. Still, nothing about her raised immediate suspicion. Days passed, no witnesses, no usable footage beyond Mark's arrival. His phone showed nothing unusual, no threatening messages, no strange calls. The autopsy confirmed the cause of death, a single stab wound to the carotid artery. Instant, nearly painless. The medical examiner noted something else. The angle of the wound suggested the killer was seated or standing very close. This wasn't a random attack, it was intimate. Crane canvassed the factory, found arguments, tensions, petty disputes, nothing that escalated to murder. Background checks came back clean. The case stalled, and stalled cases make people desperate. Linda Halverson was interviewed again. This time, longer. She spoke about Mark as if reading from a script. He was a good man, hardworking, devoted. Crane noticed something subtle. She never used his name. Not once. Always he, always distant. Crane asked about finances. Linda hesitated, just a second, but it was there. They had life insurance, a substantial policy, enough to pay off the house, enough to start over. Crane noted it, didn't push, yet. 2 weeks into the investigation, Crane reviewed Mark's routine again. Something didn't add up. Mark was early, always. But on the day he died, he arrived later than usual, by 11 minutes. That bothered Crane. He pulled traffic data. Mark's car had stopped briefly. 2 miles from the factory, near a service road. No reason for him to stop there, unless he was meeting someone. Crane returned to Linda, this time unannounced. She was polite, calm, too calm. Her phone buzzed twice during the conversation. She didn't check it. Crane noticed the screen light up. A name flashed briefly. Jared Crane asked who that was. Linda smiled. A friend. She didn't elaborate. That night, Crane made a decision. He requested surveillance authorization. Not on Linda, on her phone. The messages came slowly at first, nothing incriminating. Then, patterns emerged. Late-night texts, deleted threads, encrypted apps. Eventually, a name surfaced. Jason Miller, 39. Warehouse logistics contractor. Married, recently separated. Jason and Linda met 6 months earlier at a company safety seminar. They texted daily, sometimes hourly. Crane read everything. There was affection, resentment, and then planning. Not explicit at first, just frustration. Everything would be easier without him, if we could just start fresh. Words people say until they mean them. Crane cross-referenced Jason's location data on the morning of Mark's death. Jason's phone pinged a tower near the factory. At 5:37 a.m., 4 minutes before Mark arrived, Jason claimed he was home, asleep. His alibi collapsed instantly. Jason was brought in for questioning. He denied everything. Said the affair was emotional, nothing more. Crane showed him the messages. The tone changed. Jason stopped making eye contact. His hands shook. Then Crane showed him something else. A photo, a tool missing from Jason's work site, a narrow steel awl, perfect size and perfect shape. Jason swallowed hard. Still, no confession. Crane turned to Linda, laid everything out. The messages, the locations, the insurance. Linda's mask cracked, not shattered, but cracked. She insisted Jason acted alone. Said she never wanted Mark hurt. Crane waited, then spoke softly. Jason says you planned it together. Linda froze. That was the moment. Silence stretched. Her breathing changed. And then she spoke, quietly. I didn't touch him. That wasn't the question. Linda admitted everything. The resentment, the affair, the plan. She stayed home. Jason waited. Mark trusted him. Rolled his window down. Jason struck once, clean, fast. They thought it would look random. They were wrong. Both were charged. Life insurance frozen. The factory lot was repaved. Nothing remains except the truth. Mark Halverson didn't die because of anger. He died because of calculation. Because two people believed they were smarter than time, than evidence, than silence. They weren't. Dark evidence, case closed, but the factory still opens every morning.